The Total Utter BOLLOX Podcast, presented by your hosts, the Havana Gentlemen, otherwise known as Jack and George.
Yeah.
Right, the podcast will begin when George stops stuffing his fat, disgusting face with Skittles. Listen to the chomping, go on. How disgusting. But on a lighter note, welcome to the podcast, one and all.
Yes, hello again.
Are you quite finished?
Yeah, sorry.
Good boy. Welcome one and all. I really hope you enjoyed episode 1 if you watched it. If not, I thoroughly recommend you don't. It was a shower of shit.
I don't think that's what you should say.
Oh, sorry.
That's the wrong thing to say.
Oh, do you have to pretend it's good?
Yeah, you do have to pretend.
Ah, right. Okay, you watch it. It's really good. It's great. Go and check it out.
Yeah. That was very convincing.
Good.
Very.
Right. Welcome. George, we're podcasting again.
Yeah, I know.
So we are now podcasters.
Yeah, pretty much.
So rather than babbling, like we always used to, and now we're professional, apparently.
Professional babblers.
Professional babblers. I reckon we could jump into this, don't you?
Yeah, well, obviously.
Okay. I mean, I think at the moment you're just like, yeah, okay, obviously, yeah.
Yeah.
If you can make it through the whole hour with just going,
yeah,
me too. Yeah. Maybe a bit of eyebrows, a bit of, bit of frowning eyebrows.
Just, oh, yeah. Ooh. Yeah. And then just, you bring her to a good point.
George, I was asking you how you were. Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry, I do apologise. Yeah, good. Yeah.
Right, so George.
Yes?
George.
That's me.
It's been a week since our last podcast.
It has.
How's
Roughly.
your week been?
Oh, it's been all right.
So pre-recording this, George says, don't ask me how my week's been. It's been awful. Let's talk about it on the podcast.
That's not. It's awful. It's absolutely awful. I cannot believe it.
I don't know what he's going to say. It could be anything, knowing George. But take it away.
Me of all people as well. So it's only Wednesday. Are we allowed to say the day?
Yeah. Oh, what? So they can see how late we are uploading things. Yeah, say the day.
Today is a Wednesday. There I was, sat at work, bored out of my mind. I thought, you know what, I'll go check my accounts and whatnot. So that's what I did. I thought, oh, that's a little... I thought I had over £1 million. Where's my millions? Huh? So I looked and I am the victim of fraud. The victim of fraud. I cannot believe it.
I know what this is going to be. They've taken the water bill money out a day early. They've been fraudulent, robbed.
How dare they? I've barely used any water in the past month.
Smell me if you don't believe me.
Yeah. I couldn't believe it. I was just checking my account and thought, that doesn't seem right. Like, the money didn't add, like, it's only been like a couple of days since payday. How the fuck, where's all my money gone? So,
right.
I was looking and there was one transaction. It comes to a grand total of like £130 in total. Right. It's ridiculous. And basically, so I called up my bank and whatnot, and apparently it's for these dating sites. But what sort of maniac would pay $45.99 for a dating site?
Do you know what? Do you know what this reminds me of, right? There was, I don't know if you ever saw it, the meme. And you know there's that thing that women do, that they charge monthly for like pictures of themselves.
Yeah.
And people must pay it for them to do it. And I remember
Yeah.
They like, it's like a monthly porn thing they do. And it's so funny because OnlyFans. And I find it so funny because there was this meme that went out, and you know that thing with Jeremy Clarkson when they're on the Indian tour, and there's that bit where like James gets left off the train and they work out how much it costs to pull the emergency brake if it's like not for an emergency, and it was £13, and it's just got when you see someone you know on OnlyFans, it's just Jeremy Clarkson going,
I ain't got that sort of money.
I'm not paying 13 quid.
No.
That's an extortionate amount. I couldn't believe it. I was so shocked, and because I had 2 transactions from yesterday. I thought, oh my god, how far has this gone? and thankfully it's only last month. But they told me that they tried to do other withdrawals, but there wasn't enough money in the account because I only put enough for what I need,
Right.
and it was the end of the month, so it was like barely anything in it. So I was just grateful. But they've opened up a fraud case. Hopefully, I get my money back in 2 days, and then I'll be a rich man again.
Can I ask a question? Because this might be a great big flaw in your story. Because, look, we're mates. We've been mates for years, okay? And you can tell me anything. But was your partner, Steph, was she by any chance looking at the accounts and she went, who the hell? Have you been paying for dating sites? And you go, bloody scammers! Scammers! It's got to be! Yeah, definitely.
It must be fraud! My God!
And your head just thinking, fuck.
I just go, I've heard about these scammers.
Paying for OnlyFans.
I just could not believe that
you
have been the victim of fraud. I can't believe it.
I mean, as far as karma goes, I mean, yours is up there. You are a saint. You are you're a Samaritan.
I am a saint.
In your mind.
Many would agree.
Many being yourself?
Many people would agree.
Possibly your mother? Maybe?
Many people would agree.
That's multiple. I mean, that's more than one.
Yeah, many.
Could even be a few. Could even be one more. Me.
Possibly.
So George is the victim of fraud. So are we going to do a donation at the end of this, or?
Please, just give £1 a month.
Fund George's porn addiction. Text 012. Receive your starter pack. A picture of George enjoying the money.
No, it'll be like a subscription service. So it's like a 1,000-piece set, and it just builds a figure of me. But you have to subscribe for the whole thing to build the figure up slowly of me.
Which part do you get? Because issue 1 usually gives you the biggest and best part to get you hooked.
Yeah.
They just get the crotch. So they're like, oh, well, I need some legs. This is just a crotch. This is weird. I can't.
And it's life size as well.
So it's so it's like a piece that big, just tiny little centimetre bit of a crotch.
Comedian people. Oh my God.
Thank you. I do try.
Right, I can't just have a crotch sitting around the place. I've got to get the rest of the bits now.
My missus will think I'm a maniac. I can't just have a pair of legs and a crotch. I mean, it has to wear shoes. What would you be wearing in your model?
I don't know.
It's not going to come naked. You haven't got to buy clothes for it. It's going to come clothed and you put the bits on.
No. The clothes come in the next season.
Oh, so it is completely just you with a pair of socks on and that's it.
Yeah. Socks and some sunglasses.
Yeah, that'd be good. Maybe a watch, because you don't want to be too inappropriate.
Oh, yeah, a watch, so I can always tell the time.
I mean, you're naked without a watch, aren't you?
It's very true. I've got mine on now.
I haven't got mine on, but I have got my cock out. Just as a disclaimer, if you don't know us very well, that was in fact a joke. So we went on a bit of a tangent there. Yeah. I'll keep telling them that.
Because I am a victim of a crime.
Yeah. Are you getting your money back?
Hopefully, in 2 days.
Well, I do hope you do.
Thank you.
If you need to borrow any, just ask the subscribers, the Brotherhood. Don't ask me.
Don't worry, I never would.
Good. I mean, I would.
I'd rather make money off of random people. Laugh my way to the bank with my swag bag. YouTube has sent me my dollar bills. I go down to deposit them in the bank. Oh, yes, thank you very much.
People are going to believe this is generally just an elaborate stunt for you to earn money.
No, I would never do such a thing.
So anyways, on to the main man. I've had a bit of a week myself.
Who's the main man?
The second main man.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, if you want, just to for the people on YouTube who are watching the video of this, I could put my jacket on back to front so people know that you are the lead and I'm the secondary.
The other one.
I'm not going to put my shirt on back to front, but I would if you wanted me to.
It's like no one remembers the second guy. It's like Laura and the other one.
I can't remember it. What was his name again? I don't know. That's proves the point.
Mitchell and the weird-looking one.
Chaz and... fuck's his name? I can't remember. It's just
Chaz and the one with the beard.
I think they both had beards. George, about me now, okay?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
So now I've written it down. I've had a very busy week.
You've written it down.
Right. I've got 2 things I'd like to moan about.
Yes.
You moaned about fraud. Fair enough. But let me give you, this is a more heavy-hitting subject. So if anyone does get enraged by this, you know where I'm coming from, okay?
Viewers' discretion is advised.
So, that was perfect timing.
For audience 18 and above.
You can do the little music in the background. I could do, you would not steal a handbag.
You would, dun, dun.
You would not steal a television
handbag. I miss that advert.
I have been a victim of cheap bin bags. So, you know the irritation. So, I'd moved all my stuff out into my house, right?
Have you called the police?
You wait, mate. You listen. You will be disgusted, right? So I've moved all my stuff out my mum's ages ago, but I was getting rid of all the crap. There was some crap left over, and I had to get rid of it. So went over to hers, started bagging it all up, right, as you do with the bin bags, the big black industrial bin bags. Anyways, as I'm bagging up, my mum's house was really tall and it was like 5 stories up. I mean, it's not like we were millionaires. It was a very thin house. It's an old-fashioned house. Eccentric millionaires, you know. But it was a very thin and tall house with many floors. So carrying anything down was a nightmare. So anyways, I've got all this crap, just random stuff, paperwork, old stuff I don't need, knocking about. And I bagged it all up and I start bringing it down. Anyway, one bag rips at the bottom, all going down the stairs, okay? So you can imagine, very, very infuriating.
The shield generator is shut down. It sounds like something out of Star Wars then.
That was the exact sound effect, right?
You powered down.
And it just I stopped there, and you know what I get when I'm hot and bothered? I just get pissy and I start moaning, ranting and raving. And I was just thinking to myself, I think I saw Rosie next. I think she was downstairs. And I said to her, look, who sits down designing bin bags? I think it was Wilkinson's. I'm not sure, so I can't say to go and send them hate because I don't know if it was them. Who sits and says, do you know what? Let's sell some, rather than selling like real heavy-duty bin bags that work and don't break because people put rubbish in them, why don't we go and make a real shit one so it breaks on impact, so it adds a bit of challenge, a bit of like, oh, will I make it, will I not? Who sits in a boardroom, designs that, makes that, and fucking sells that?
How does it get past product testing?
Oh, I don't know. But unless that's the aim. It's a bit of a challenge. It's a bit like Kaplunk, you know? Ooh, will I make it this time? Will I not? It must be. But it's just so infuriating, George. I cannot describe it. I mean, it's criminal. It's actually criminal.
Criminal.
It is criminal.
See,
and that's not the only thing.
Oh.
No, go on, please.
I buy my bags from Costco, and they are bloody good.
Well, they would. Again, Costco is one of those. You get quality, don't you?
It's brilliant.
My bin bags are good. But, I mean, admittedly, I shouldn't have been using hers. I stole them, really. But it was just disgusting. It was terrible. And I've been the victim of bin bag assault. So, as well as that, I've had another thing. Let me remind myself. It's another whinge about a company that sold a product. So we do our weekly shop in Tesco's, where we buy our best clothes, right?
See, I go Asda.
Asda's not bad, and do you know what? We might well change because Tesco's have really, really infuriated me on this one. So we do our weekly shop, £85. It's one of the bigger ones, right? A lot of produce in these bags, expensive produce.
£80 for a weekly shop.
Well, we needed to get alcohol.
What are you buying?
Well. It was other stuff as well. It wasn't just that. But regardless, £85 this one, right? It's not always that.
It was £80 worth of alcohol and just £5 worth of potatoes. That amount of potatoes
we'll get by. Just mend and make do. We'll get by. Trust me. So we are doing the shopping. It's fine. You know, more an expensive one. I grit my teeth and pay it. You know.
Sorry, it's just Jack. What have you got for dinner tonight? Oh, we've got a mashed potato with a cider,
creamy mash.
with a cider vinaigrette.
What you should be asking is what we're having to drink tonight, because we've got a big choice. My jacket comes. Look what I've got to offer.
Yeah.
But we've gone back from the shop. We start putting it away. It's all fine. Anyways, something happens which enrages me. Rosie turns around to me and says, "What the fuck's that smell?" I don't know. What is it? And we noticed that the shopping was a little bit wet, right?
All right.
So, didn't know what to think of it at first. She smelt it and went, "Oh my God." I bought a couple of strips of cod fillets, skin-on cod fillets, right?
Oh, yeah, they're nice.
Yeah, they're lovely. Believe me, they are lovely. But my minor complaint is that one of the bags obviously wasn't sealed right, that they sort of shrink wrapped them in, and it went over fucking everything. Everything. I've got a picture on my phone of all the stuff we had to chuck out. We had to take everything out of the packaging, because the packaging stunk. The kitchen stunk, so we had to get all my little bits out. Bags of flour, I had to decant that into something. I was putting flour into egg cups, George. Egg cups. Desperate times calls for desperate measures.
Desperate times calls for definite measures.
Definite measures. So anyways, I'm fine with it. I'm just sort of like, right, we'll just get over it, we'll wash it, whatever.
You're fine with it? Bloody hell.
I wasn't too bad. I was a bit cheesed off. But anyways, I start doing the washing up to make up a bit of room, because we didn't do the washing up from the night before. So I start doing it, making a bit of room so we can clean stuff. So anyways, I'm washing up the glasses, right? And I've got this glass. I'm not thinking about it. And anyways, I'm scrubbing out, but there's all water in it. Usually, you tip the water out and then bang, it goes on the draining board. I forgot to tip the water out. So I've washed it. It's got a load of water in. I've moved it over to put on the draining board and it's gone whoosh. I've bought greeting cards. I've bought all sorts that get damaged by water. It's gone all over. Our kitchen side's quite long. It's gone over fucking everything. It's reached the toaster. It's gone that far. It's gone a good 1.5 meters. And at that point, you know me, if multiple things happen, I have to stop. I just got to stop.
It's like, oh, you know what, forget it, fuck it, go upstairs, fuck it.
I was impressed with myself. I just put down the glass. I said, right, I'm sorry. I'll leave you to clean. I'll be back in 5. And I've gone out. She said the door to my gentleman room slam. And I've just gone, lazy And I've had to ring up Tesco. They've told me to message their Facebook page, which I've done.
You've called up Tesco. Oh my God.
And it brings me on to another pet hate, because the first line I rung the shop we bought it from. Oh, no, sorry, this is the delivery line. So I'm going to have to transfer you. And it's like, oh, when do I not have to be transferred? Just do it. Because it seems whenever I ring someone, oh yeah, you're on the wrong line. And I've got to, I know it's not their fault. I've just got to hold it in like, calm down. It's all right, we'll get over it. And eventually, to cut a very long story short, I calmed down, I cleaned it up, we got over it.
Oh, that's good.
But that's Fishgate. That's Codgate. The Codgate scandal.
Codgate scandal. I tell you what, that's actually reminded me now. Because obviously I called up my bank about my fraud.
Yeah.
And obviously you have to go through like pressing the numbers and all that sort of shit. But when I first initially called and I went through the buttons and pressed whatever, it was like literally like 5 seconds and boom, there was someone there. I was like, oh my God. It was like, hello. I was like, hello? I couldn't believe it. I was in shock because it usually takes like
10-minute wait.
It's usually like a 5-minute wait, but that was literally like 1 minute into the call and he like picked up. I was like, oh, okay, hello.
Bloody hell, that is good.
And he's like, I'm going to have to put you through to the fraud department. And you know what really pisses me off? And I bet those fuckers in the fraud department, there they are, that they can see the phone, like they've got phones that flash and ring like really loud and they're just flashing.
In a boardroom.
And I just imagine that they just sat there with their beady little eyes, just staring at the phone for like a good 5 to 8 minutes, and they just sit there and wait just to piss me off. They're like, oh, you know what?
Cock in hand, just enjoying the fact that you're having to wait.
Cock in hand, sandwich in the other, just having little nibbles and just waiting. Bunch of bastards. They're not fucking doing anything, are they?
I imagine
there.
I imagine they look like a lazy version of the Hunted Team on Channel 4 in a big boardroom in the Gherkin. Just eating donuts.
Or they only have one phone. And it's like duck duck go. So you have to like, and then it's like, oh, who's gonna answer the phone? And then it's like, oh,
duck, goose. Hello, Nationwide Fraud Department. How can I help you?
Hello, Nationwide Fraud Department.
This is when we get a knock on the door from the Nationwide security team. Yes. How did you know? Have you been spying on our?
How did you know?
They've been our best kept secret for decades.
Oh. But
anyways,
yeah, other than that,
we've had a pretty good week, haven't we?
Yeah, it's been all right. Other than that.
Oh, and a lighter note to end it on is that my mother's got a new puppy, and he's cute as heck. He is soft, he's cuddly, and he's just a little pillow. He's lovely.
On a generous note, I gave some blood today.
Did you?
Yeah.
Don't ask for donation. Don't feel bad for him. No, that's very good of you, George. I'm very proud of you.
I'm doing my public duty.
That is a very selfless thing, and especially for you, they don't come around very much.
I have A negative blood, which is a bit rarer than most other bloods. So
right.
I am wanted.
And that was that thing that you were like furiously fingering when we started filming on your arm there.
Yeah,
right? Yes. I was wondering what that was.
They put like a little thing to like keep pressure on it, but you take it off after like half an hour.
That will be on for at least 2 weeks for you.
Oh, feel sorry for me. I've gone through the war.
Soup! I need soup! Right. So, yeah, we've had a pretty good week, George.
Yeah, it's been pretty good, actually.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and all you bastards present, please remain seated at all times. Keep your hands and feet inside the vehicle and prepare yourselves for Georgie's Fun Facts.
And that was the jingle for George's Fun Fact, as we all well and know by this point. George.
Yes, Jack.
Another week has approached. You did a belter of a fact last week.
Indeed it has.
Have you got one for us this week? And is it as much of a belter?
I'm glad you bring that up, Jack, because it's very, very interesting.
Okay. I don't doubt that, with it being you. So I don't know this fact this time, by the way. This is going to be a complete surprise.
Actually, this is very interesting. There's two that I find that I'll say both because they're both very interesting.
We're on episode 2. Let's do 2 of them.
Oh, yeah. God.
I know they're going to be good. I know they are.
Right. So the first one, a single human male produces enough sperm in two weeks to impregnate every fertile woman on the planet. That's amazing.
I called it a week ago. I bet you next week is going to be another sex fact. What's the betting? And of course, did you know a male can produce enough semen?
I produce enough semen in 2 weeks to just absolutely fill every woman with a baby. Pumping them out. Yeah,
you would, because you were the man notorious. When he was a teenager. This is a story he genuinely told us that you are the man who managed, when you were a teenager, you had no life, to spend 24 hours producing 10... Do you want to finish the sentence for me?
10 glorious masturbation sessions.
And you're proud of it. He's very proud of that.
I tell you what, it's a damn good that I can get nowhere near that now, obviously.
Can I just make a disclaimer right now, as I feel like one is needed?
I
would not leave George on his own with any of you. He'll never be on his own. He'll always be supervised.
I was at the top. I was at by, like, say, I was at the top of Big Ben back then, and now I have rapidly declined all the way down to the door for Big Ben.
What with capability?
Yeah, capability. I just say, I walk through the door. I'm like, I'm finished now. I'm happy with that.
You're like a Labrador. You're just happy to be out and about, just to be doing something.
Yeah, that's nice.
Quality or anything doesn't really matter much, does it?
No, it does not.
When you get to our age, it just gets like that, doesn't it?
Getting on a bit now. So, also another very interesting fact. So,
okay. Go on, then.
A single sperm.
Oh my god!
A single sperm contains 37.5 megabytes of DNA information. One ejaculation represents a data transfer of 15.8 gigabytes, the equivalent of the combined capacity of 62 MacBook Pro laptops.
I don't get it.
You're welcome.
This is the ramblings of a madman.
It's amazing.
Move that green screen down. There'll be scribbles on your wall on lined paper of like theories about the moon being made out of cheese.
I currently have roughly 16 gigs worth of just information in my balls.
And who's going to want to use that information?
Everyone. Every single woman. And I tell you who especially. Your mum especially. She wants every last what's smaller than a megabyte? A kilobyte. Kilobyte. Every last kilobyte of my spunk.
See, it's funny you should say that because your mum has a tower of hard drives left over from my last time. Motherfucker!
But yes,
mum jokes, best in the world.
That was George's. Is it fun facts?
This has been George's perverted facts.
This has been George's pervertedly overly sexual facts.
I'm sure next week they will be much more appropriate.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is the decline. Yes. This is where we go downhill, where we lose sanity.
It just all become one big sex fest on this podcast.
I'm going to say I hope it doesn't. In fact, I'm going to say no, it won't. Not I hope. It will not be like that.
Okay.
But I'm enjoying the facts, so yeah, that's good. Yeah, it's lovely. Lovely.
It gives me great pleasure to present these facts.
I'm sure one day that it's going to be like with Britain's Got Talent. You get to perform in front of the Queen. Your Majesty, did you know that one pair of male bollocks? So, anything else to say?
No, that's it for my 2 facts. 2 for the price of 1. Buy one, get one free.
Play the jingle. Inventions.
You can start because I did the last bit, obviously.
Okay. Right, so...
Well, hurry up, then!
Are you going to let me introduce yourselves back?
Oh,
sorry. It's all right. So, welcome back. You're in a much safer... People are going to start asking questions soon. Right, you're back with me. You're in a much safer place now, physically and indeed mentally. So, George, we put out on Instagram about, send us in some of your topic ideas. And one of them that came up, which was interesting, was, what would your best invention be?
Best.
Right? And that, for our audience, that is one of the more normal, suggestions. We've been sent in a lot of funny ones, which do crack me up. But I feel like they are beyond being aired on anything. Bearing in mind we're on Apple now, and I imagine they're quite stringent with this sort of stuff.
To be honest, I wouldn't even. I bet that they probably don't even care.
They probably wouldn't, to be fair.
I'm sure
we'll get to them.
I'm sure there are loads of podcasts out loud that have some very interesting. I'll say interesting topics.
Sick topics.
Interesting topics.
Well, so inventions. Right?
Yes.
Now, because all the time I'm coming up with them, right? But I just don't have the ability to get them made. And I was talking with a friend the other week, and I came up with a belter of an invention, right?
Did you?
I did. So take this, right?
I did.
What's one thing that gets used fairly often that are really expensive and is an annoying expenditure which you don't want to have, right?
Your mum's vagina. That gets used a lot. He's done it again.
Okay, that's not bad. And it's funny enough because this invention, if I did make it, I would try out on your mum. So, condoms are really expensive, aren't they? Let's be honest, they are expensive.
Yes.
So with Durex, if you get a pack of 12, you're looking at about £7.50 to £8. That's easily.
Extortionate.
It is extortionate. That's 50p a go almost, or around about. It's a lot. And especially if you just get one in one of those pub. Not that I've ever done it, but they charge like £1.50 for one, and that is ridiculous.
That's just ridiculous.
That is criminal. That's like your fraud team. That is criminal.
That's
right. So I came up with a friend with a fantastic idea of, you ready for this? So spray-on condoms, right? Now hear me out. So you buy, it's like a tin of like Mr. Sheen, that sort of size bottle. Are you okay? George?
Yeah, no, right. Fine. Yeah,
still with us? Yeah?
Yeah, carry on. Carry on, sir.
So imagine a tin of Mr. Sheen, that sort of size bottle. Right, and it's Durex branded. They bought, I've made it. They bought the rights to it, and how it works is you just spray the tip because that's all that needs it. So you actually get the full feel down the rest of the member, but the top bit is what catches it. Obviously, does the job of the condom. So you probably get 200 uses out of it. We could charge £10 a tin. Good value for money. You're not getting ripped off, and we didn't even think of having a kit you could buy, right?
You're not getting ripped off. Like pregnancies are soar through the roof with this invention. It's oh no!
Can I just say we planned this, right? And this is the way around it. Okay, now just listen to me. So the deluxe kit is a tin of spray-on condom. Right, it comes in a little wicker basket with some of the hay sort of shredded bits of paper to make it look nice. Yeah. So you open the basket, you've got a tin of your spray-on condom and a couple of pregnancy testing kits, which completely gets rid of that problem, doesn't it? Because you'll know if it doesn't work. So you can't really blame us.
I just imagine an advert, and it's just the close-in shot of these two couples. We use Jack's super duper sperm stopper serum, and we haven't ever looked back. And then it just pans out, and they're just holding, like, between them, they both got like 8 kids, 2 in each hand. They're like, wah, wah! They're like, we haven't looked back, and they're like.
Because you just come up with a fantastic name, the sperm stoppers.
You just see one single tear roll down her eye, just with the thought in her head of, my vagina is ruined.
But I'll tell you what, it came with a kit. They didn't use it. It's their damn fault. I'll tell you what, it's a lot like the invention of the crap bin bags. They might work, they might not. Same with the spray-on condoms. Okay, that proves how stupid the bin bag companies are. Hence, proving my point. They're mad, not me. Shut up.
Yes.
So that was my invention.
That's amazing.
If anyone tries to steal my patent, I shan't be. I've already done it. I haven't, but I'll let people believe that so they don't try and do it themselves.
My world sort of view and invention is that we never went past steam engines. Okay, so we've all got steam engines, and what it is, there's just instead of roads, it's all little train tracks, and you can buy your own little train. Buy your own little train. And so you've got your trains parked up in your little driveway.
Do you have like Audi, BMW? They're all making trains. So they've got a dealership. They've got them all on tracks.
Yeah. It's amazing. It's what a world to live in. And so and then all the dust carts are just these train engines that have these big grabbers that pick up the bins, and it's all steamy and lovely and beautiful and gorgeous. And it's just all these little tracks that are just on the road, and it's perfect and it's beautiful and everyone's happy.
Yeah.
Because they're all driving little choo-choo trains.
So
amazing.
What this is, ladies and gentlemen, this is the ramblings of a man who has in his basement a full £5,000 Hornby train set who pushes them round at the age of 23 years old going, chugga, 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 woo, woo. You've practiced that, Belle, haven't you? You've been practicing that.
But I would absolutely adore having my own little my own little locomotive. I think
that would be kind of cool. There would be a lot of coal being used.
Fuck it.
It'd be all right.
We could go into the world of electric trains.
I like how in a part of it you said everyone's happy. You don't know it, but you're just like, everyone will be happy. If you're not, I will make you be happy. Smile.
They will
dance.
They have no choice in the matter. But I think it would just because I love the way steam engines look. I think they're beautiful.
They are,
and I think modern day trains that run on either diesel or electric are just ugly. There's no thought. It's all aerodynamic and bollocks like that, and it's all
copy and paste.
Ugly. They just look disgusting. Whereas those beautiful steam engines with those lovely big
little curtains
and the chimney. And the lovely circle bit where the boiler was, and then there's the fire, and the
conductor with the pocket watches swinging it round and
in
his pocket,
beautiful. And then there's just the lovely, just the chugging noise, the ch. It's such a beautiful noise. And then looking at all the beautiful wheels with all the connected bits up that connect. It just looks it's just gorgeous.
And where are you going to start with putting this into fruition then?
Next month.
Yeah. So everyone who's bought a car, I bet you hate your car. No, I love it. It's got this new little bit. You don't like your car, do you?
Well, I tell you what now, they're going to feel pretty stupid in a month. Oh, yes. And that's the noise that everything will make from now on.
That is really good. That was fucking genius.
But I love steam engines and stuff like that, and it makes me sad that, they're not really around anymore.
I've just thought of a terrible pun. So when people are on your vehicles having their meal, they'll be chewing their food on a chew. The worst ones are the best.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Right, well, best of luck.
I tell you what is a stupid invention, though. Electric cars. I don't agree with them. I don't like them.
Do you? No?
I think they're awful. Because you know what it'll be? You know what it'll be in like 10, 15 years? Because it was the same with diesel cars, wasn't it? They were just like, everyone should have a diesel car. They're great for the environment. Oh, yes, they're much better than petrol cars. Then literally 5 years ago, they're like, you shouldn't have diesel cars. They're bad for the environment. I'm like, what? What are we supposed to do? It's absolutely ridiculous. It just annoys me. So in like 10, 15 years' time, like, anyone who bought an electric vehicle, no, it's a stupid idea. Silly. They should have gone for hydrogen cars, obviously.
I read a story once that apparently some guy made a water-powered car and apparently got assassinated days after, and no one's heard since. It's probably the ramblings of a madman, but I watched a YouTube video on it, or I read an article somewhere. But I don't know. I'll tell you what is a stupid invention, George. I found... So I was... you get like when you're watching telly at early hours in the morning, and you have like adverts that would last for like 45 minutes, and you're like, what the fuck's going on?
Yes.
Taking you back to working nights, you've gone to a dark place. Because, yes, when I worked there as well, yes, a lot of these adverts, right? So, but this was in the daytime, right? I was watching telly, it was probably about 2 weeks ago, and I'll never forget the name of it, right? Just for a minute, while I'm explaining it, go on your new tab and Google something for me.
Sure thing, buddy.
Right, so Google Orbitrek, Orbitrek.
Orbitrek.
It's what someone's invented, and it's the most weird invention I've ever seen. This is a 15-minute advert, and it's basically a bicycle for in your living room, but it's just a set of pedals. It comes with a remote. It comes with some sort of leveling system. And how much is it?
Is it the one where you stood up so that it's got the long handlebars?
No, you're sat down and you just move your feet while sat on the sofa. That's not an invention.
Oh, bloody hell.
How much? Go on, I know how much it is.
I just saw the price. Where's it gone? £250.
£250 for 2 pedals on the floor.
I tell you what, Dorothy looks bloody happy though in this advert.
I looked at their reviews, right? Because I was like, this company's amazed me. They've done a 40-minute advert. It's a whole program's worth of advert. And do you know what? One of their reviews was written by them. Great product by Orbitrek. Like, right, these guys are taking the piss now, aren't they? This is not an invention. This is terrible.
Like,
and they're obviously charging old dears who think this is a good idea, who obviously might not be very good at walking. It's a good idea. Have something that you can like move around with while you're sat down.
But not for 250
quid. It's madness.
I wonder how it works. Is it battery powered?
I don't know. It shouldn't be anything.
That's awful.
It's so bad, isn't it?
And what's the bet? Like, a month in it'll break. Oh no, my Orbitrek. What shall I do?
You only had a 2-week guarantee and it's 2-week delivery.
Yeah.
I just had to mention it because I wrote it down and I keep looking at it on like things to talk about in the podcast. And it's just, this can't be real. It is real. I feel like you should buy one. Have it on whilst doing a podcast. All you can hear is
bloody hell.
But it's like the video of people using it. It's just weird. And I sat for about 20 minutes watching it like, this is not real. No one has made and patented this.
It's all the smiles. It's like, wow, this is amazing.
And you've got someone who's definitely not an actor, who's stunning. I love my Orbitrek. I sit there every evening after a meal doing it, and it really gets my ankles moving. You should really buy it today. And then they don't cut the camera off in time. You hear her say, right, when am I getting paid? And the camera cuts off.
Yeah,
it's just odd.
But imagine what it's like in America, because I know for a fact it's like 10 times worse.
What, for ripping people off?
Well, no, for like all this telemarketing and stuff like that. It's like, it's mental.
Oh, teleshopping. I'll tell you what, some of them are such rip-offs, aren't they?
Because we've only got like probably like 1 or 2 channels that are like teleshopping. Over there, it's literally like just loads. It's ridiculous. I don't know why it's so popular.
My uncle turned around to me and said, I bought an iPhone now. He said, yeah, I got one of the new ones, the iPhone 7. I said, iPhone 7 ain't new. I mean, I bought the iPhone 10 recently for about 100 quid. So that ain't new. And I said, where'd you buy it? He went, I got it off the telly. He's like, no, you did not do telly shopping.
No!
He paid more for his iPhone 7 than my iPhone 10. Why did you use telly shopping? Why? Why?
It's just a scam.
I think he paid about 250 quid for that. I'm not joking. But that's moved into another rant.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you get the chance, look at the Orbitrek. It's fun. It just made me laugh. 250 quid.
It's just a way for it's what these big old lardy people would buy and go, oh, look at me, I'm really pushing for the burn. Like, okay, buddy,
my ankles are getting a real tension now.
I'm really breaking a sweat over here.
I did actually see a review about one breaking quite soon after they bought it.
What a surprise.
Well, there's that bit done, George.
Yeah.
Right, I think we'll have a break. Jack's shit. Right. So there was the jingle for Jack shit, and I am with you. I am present. George, you present?
I'm present and correct, sir.
So, I've got another humdinger of a story. I haven't got a book to open, but for those watching on YouTube, book opening.
Book opening.
Right. Book opening, leg crossed. Just pretend I've got a tweed suit on. And for those listening on Spotify, I've got a tweed suit on because they can't see. Get ready for Storytime with Jack.
Dashing.
Sorry?
You look very dashing.
Thank you, sir. I know. So, Storytime with Jack, a.k.a. Jack Shit. So, my story today, let me just remind myself. Oh, this is a story about George.
I forgot this was a stories.
Oh, yes.
I was like, what's in this segment? I can't remember.
It's when I out George for all the terrible things he's done in life. Hopefully, they get recognised, and then he has to pay for his sins.
Pay for my crimes.
So, George, this is one about Nando's. So, me and George love a Nando's, don't we, George? We do love a Nando's. I used to work there many years ago. Oh, that's long behind me. But once upon a time, when I was a young child, I worked there.
When you were a whippersnapper?
When I was a young whippersnapper. Anyways, me and George go there quite regularly. We used to go there, actually. We haven't done it in ages. We used to go every week, didn't we? Or every other week or so. It was very regular.
You doing much this weekend? Want to go Nando's?
I wouldn't mind, actually. Yeah, now you've said it.
We could even go to Bath. We could make a day of it.
We could. I'll tell you what, I'm in Bath. I'm in Bath on Friday, and I think I'm staying in Bath, so that would be great.
We could pop into the Warhammer shop.
Do you know what? I'm a bit of a nerd on the inside. I'd love to go in one of them, but part of me is like, I'm not that far.
I think I'd really enjoy it.
But it would probably, to be fair, I am a bit of a nerd. I can't deny it. I am. But
it would set a flame, set a light, a fire in my soul for my artistic side. You know, something like that.
I thought this was my segment.
Sorry, I do apologise.
But yeah, no, it sounds good to me. Let's set a flame alight in our souls. You're literally describing walking into a shop as that. I admire that. You are made for podcasts.
Thank you.
So, me and George love a Nando's. And George loved it so much. George, what sauces do you pick up? Because I can name them with you.
Garlic...
Garlic herb.
Garlic herb.
Lemon and herb.
Mixed herbs and lemon and herb.
Yeah. Those are the magic three. If you don't have them, have them. They're the big three. We actually ask for another plate to dip them all up. We make a little sort of segments, don't we? Little 4 segments of all these different sauces to dip, right? Anyway, George loves the garlic one so much. This is a true story.
Oh, I'm slightly salivating. Is it salivating?
Salivating.
In my mouth a little bit.
And my
sauces.
So this will prove the extent. We went into a little corner shop because George wanted a drink, which I thought was a bit odd because you get the unlimited refillable drinks. We were almost there at this point at Nando's. He next this drink. I think he tipped away a bit of it down a drain or something, or in a plant pot. I don't know. Anyway, so he walks in and he's just got this empty bottle with him. Sort of think it's a bit weird, but didn't really think it weird enough to say anything. So we sit down to start eating, and I get the instruction by George, "Be the lookout," and I was like, "What?" Because we've sat down.
Yeah.
We've sat down and we've been given the little chicken statue thing, and it's gone into the thing. And for some reason, people are obsessed with stealing those and whatever. I don't understand why. But they've come around, they put the little chicken in, which basically means that we've been seated, we've made our order. So George says, "Be the lookout." And he always gets the sauces, he gets the napkins, he gets the cutlery, he gets the drinks. He sets himself up before the meal comes. He's all prepared. The napkin's tucked into the bloody shirt he's got on. And he just says, out of nowhere, "Be the lookout." And I was like, what? Anyways, all of a sudden, he furiously, and I'm not joking, furiously grabs this bottle of garlic and herb. He twists the cap off the top, and they're all complimentary, but this takes it to another level. He pulls out this plastic bottle, Lucasade bottle that he'd bought, opens it, and he is then decanting this sauce into this bottle. And I'm like, George, you're taking the piss here. This isn't normal. Anyway, and I'm sort of said, "Oh, there's one coming. And he's then just looking around, whistling.
I didn't have a newspaper on me at the time, so it was a bit difficult.
No, and you really, if you could have cut 2 holes in there, you'd have been perfect. Imagine you sat in Nando's with a newspaper.
Try not to look suspicious.
Sauce all over it, all over your shirt.
All over my newspaper.
You've got a little lake in your lap of just sodden with garlic sauce. And he's decanting all this sauce, and he's every time I'm like, "Yep, there's someone," and he'll stop. And when one of them, I think, at one point says, "What are you doing?" And you went, "Nothing," because that means you're innocent, doesn't it?
Yeah, I distinctly remember this, but I could have sworn it was the other way around.
Look, I know we've had some technical difficulties that cut that story off, but I'm telling you, this is the truth. The truth and nothing but the truth.
Oh, okay.
Anyways, before George's terrible internet cut us off.
I don't think it was mine.
Someone comes walking out of the kitchen to bring the plates out or whatever. Right? Okay, not clear. So George stops, does a little whistle. Anyways, they go and he fills this Lucozade bottle up. And tell them how you hid it, George. When you sealed this bottle full of sauce, how did you hide it?
Oh, I can't remember.
He stuffs it down his trousers to make himself look well endowed.
Hey, ladies.
And of course, I didn't see him do that. It was under the table. I was wondering why the female waitresses kept pestering him.
Kept staring at him.
I was like, what has this guy got that I haven't? And I realised, oh, a fake penis, right? That's what's needed.
Oh, God.
And you had another little hobby in Nando's, didn't you?
What was that?
So I don't know why. I have a video of this somewhere, and I will find it for the YouTube watchers, and I will put it up. He has an obsession with bending cutlery.
I thought you were going to say that. I was just about to bring that up. I'm like, do you remember we used to bend the cutlery? Right, stop.
Let me see it. This was you, and only you.
I don't know why, but I just thought it was absolutely hilarious. I don't know what it was.
It's quite a simple story. George would just sit there with a knife and fork. We'd wait for the meal. I remember it was at the Cabot Circus Nando's. And you just watch this. All of a sudden you get him with one hand, just tense up and just bend this cutlery in half. And do you know what? I remember what you did. You buried it. There's a little plant pot next to us. Buried this bent up fork in the plant pot. And I've always wanted to go back to see if it's still there, 5 years later. Do you think it is or not?
It definitely is.
We'll have to go and see that soon.
As long as they haven't touched the the flower pots and stuff.
I don't think someone's going to have put their hand in and found it. I really don't.
In move them out and get new ones for some reason. But if they haven't, then it's definitely still there because no one would look.
Imagine if something they did. They got rid of the old ones. They sold them away, and whoever's taken them on has got this random fork. It's like a Viking burial of an axe. It's just it will stay there forever.
Oh God!
As far as I'm aware, that's all your weird little Nando's things you would do. I don't think there's anything else.
There was, you know when I used to take big gulps of water.
Oh my God! Yes. Yeah, I do have a video of that as well. With George had this obsession because the drinks were limitless. He thought, it's not an offer; it's a challenge. Let's get as many as possible. And he didn't have enough in his stomach, believe it or not, to drink them. So he started doing impressions with it in his mouth. Taking a big gulp of Fanta and saying little phrases. So of course I took him up on I'll give him a few. And my favourite is the good old turning round in the chair with a cat on your lap. Come, Mr. Bond. You disappoint.
Come, Mr. Bond.
Oh, come now, 007. So just wasting drink because technically he's paid for it is another thing he used to do.
But I could have sworn I can't remember where I did it, but I did it again recently. I just started laughing because it was just so funny. I think I must have done it in front of Steph or Steph's face or something.
I can imagine she wasn't as impressed as I am. I thought it was really cool. And clever and funny.
Yesterday I had a glass of water and there was just a little bit in the bottom. And Steph was just sat on the stairs, and I was just like, I'm going to do it. And I just walked past her, just straight in her face. It's like, ah! Oh, whoops, sorry, I didn't see you there.
That's what you get for getting my dog groomed to make him look like a twat. That's a bit of backstory. George has had his dog groomed and it looks really weird. It's really weird. Can you get a photo I can put up for the YouTube viewers?
Could I give you should I get one up?
Yeah, get one up.
He just looks so funny every time he gets a haircut. Because there's no sort of style. It's just like a one all over or whatever, and it's just done.
It's like when you're a kid and every time you get your haircut, you just look like an egg.
Yeah,
a boiled egg.
It's just that there's no style or anything. Just shave it off. You'll be all right.
Just have a cut, a light trim. Because could you be any more vague?
just like trim.
I'll have it cut, please.
How? I have.
Yes.
I have a tormented childhood with that just simple noise of every time, because my mum used to cut my hair for a while, and I just said I don't want a lot off. I just want a bit off. And
it's funny that because your mum cuts my hair sometimes.
She started up the fucking razors, so I'm a bit nervous about. No, it'll be all right. And then blah, blah, before I can even react, it's all gone. Traumatic.
You've had a lot of times when you've gone bald in your life, haven't you? You've done it a few times.
Well, yeah, but the other times were, were
self-inflicted.
Self-inflicted, yes. But those times, not. Oh my god, I hated it. I hated it. I was like, no. And for some reason, my mum has an obsession with us, me and my brother, having shaved heads. I don't know why.
I really don't know.
Weirdo.
But she's always been a big fan of mine. But, you know.
Oh, okay.
As a disclaimer, like I did in the last episode, George's mum is fantastic. This is in no means aimed at her.
Oh.
Well, do you know what, George? We've had a great day, I think. Probably. We'll see how this episode does. Because if it does bad, I will...
Money.
It's real funny.
In a rich man's world.
And if I were a rich man...
all day long, I pity bum.
If I were a wealthy man... And on that note, George, you say your bit, and we'll call it a day.
What's my bit?
I'll just say bye without just saying bye, because I know you will just say bye.
See you on the next one. Oh, that's a point. Don't forget.
Christ.
Sorry. Don't. I know this is toward the end of the video now, but it doesn't matter.
I can edit it. Go on.
Bloody well, follow the podcast on everything.
Is this a request or a demand?
This is a demand. This is my list of demands, and I want them filled, including sandwiches.
What did you say, George?
Sandwiches, man! I would just like for people to follow it on Spotify.
Okay.
If they're watching it on Spotify, follow it on Spotify.
Even if you're not, go on to Spotify and follow it.
And follow it anyway, because even if you don't get a notification on YouTube, you will get it pop up in your on your notifications on Spotify, so then you know, oh my goodness, another wonderful episode of the Total Utter BOLLOX Podcast. I cannot wait.
Is that how their minds work?
Yeah. Oh, finally, I get to hear their lovely voices.
Oh, thank God, with the fan.
Oh, finally. My wait is over.
My headphones have just died, George.
Oh, well,
which is very lucky. We've just finished.
That's nice.
I can't hear him, so if he's jabbering on, I won't have a clue. But thank you very much for being present, George.
It's been an absolute pleasure. Jack is obviously an absolute... I don't even know why he bothers being in the podcast anymore.
Yeah, I didn't get a word of that, I'm afraid.
Nobody likes him and everybody hates him. Am I right?
And a blah, 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 blah to you too. Thanks for watching, ladies and gentlemen. I've been Jack.
I've been George.
I knew what he said there. He said, I've been George. And we'll catch you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.